Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session as we take a deeper look at Geoff Swaim. First and foremost, he's 6'4", some will say 6'5", give or take, but he's 260 pounds. And when you're talking about somebody with that size, and he does have decent speed, he's a good blocker out there too as well. I do hear a lot of noise of saying that maybe you can move, maybe the Cowboys can move Noah Brown as a tight end, but here's why you can't. He's 6'2", 225 pounds. That's an automatic mismatch. There's so many responsibilities as it relates to tight end. You have to be able to line up in line, off tackle. Pretty much from here you are in addition to the actual offensive line. So with that being said, we can look at this defense along here. This is Kris Richard's defense, so it's a twofold look. This is a third and long distance. We see that on third down, the difference between Kris Richard's defense and maybe a Rod Marinelli is that Kris Richard, he's going to force you, even though this is preseason, he want to force you to mano-a-mano, man-to-man everybody. Line up with everybody. You see everybody face up, close to the line, and you got to earn every yard that's out there. Opposed to maybe a Rod Marinelli, he will have his guys off, and they will protect this line right here. It's just different schemes, different mentality, different formula. Now, although on this play, Geoff Swaim did not get the first down, but it means so much when you look at this play collectively of how he's able to disguise and line up on the line, and not to solely denigrate anybody who's pretty much a 6'2" tight end with 225 pounds, but it will show your hand. You would not have the illusion whether or not you're going to run the ball or pass the ball, and it's just so many things that you can. Yes, you can exploit mismatches on the passing aspect, but you'll be a liability when it's against the run. But let's go ahead and hit play on this play right here. As we see right here, he curled his route. He didn't get the first down, but as we look at this play, off the line, they're sending 7. Well, I guess they're 6 against R5, and this guy right here, he travels and follows Geoff Swaim, and Alfred Morris, he picks up the block late, and Dak Prescott got to get this ball out soon, so that's what happened on this play. Breakdown. Alfred Morris missed his block, and Dak Prescott was forced to pass that ball faster. You can't step up into no pocket on that play, so still a good play by the young rookie quarterback at this time. So if you're looking at this play all along, remember it's all about mismatching my numbers against your numbers. They're going to send 6. There's 5 back here, of course, and of course you can say 6 on 6 because Alfred Morris is right here, but he pretty much missed out on that block or whiffed on the block and just didn't get all the way onto the block, and there you go. One can argue right here on this play, just to be balanced on this deal, maybe you could have passed the ball to a T. Will, and that would be a sure touchdown, first down, or it could have been a touchdown if he, depending on the angle. But trust me, Richard Sherman is not allowing that to happen. He's going to close out on that guy. And it probably just be a safer throw to pass it to the tight end. Remember, your tight end is your best friend. We're going to look at another play. This is a preseason game. Kris Richard, like I said before, he plays his guys up tight. And even though you think you have a window of opening, you got these guys called Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas during his time on this defense. So you got to be mindful of those guys out there in the backfield. So we hit play. We're going to run this play. All right, it's just a soft sit down on the zone type of play. Remember, line up in line. I think he's on line on this play. I'm talking about Geoff Swaim, able to sneak out, get your curl, get your 7 yards for 5 yards on this play. Now, looking back at his second read right here, Dak Prescott pre-read this defense, and he went straight to his target. He already knew that he was going to the number 87. The down and out distance is 1st and 10. They're going to get the ball close to their 40. But if you move forward, you can see that in this opening, this window of throw, this window opportunity right here. Now, do you want to chance that with this guy named Bobby Wagner? I don't know. Maybe if you're a veteran quarterback, maybe you can squeeze the ball in this area right here. But to me personally, it's a 3-step drop. He already have his pre-read on his play, and he went to what he was taught to do. Go to your tight end. Your tight end is your best friend. 1, 2, 3 step. Bam, right there. That's now you have 2nd and 5. Now this play right here, misdirectional. This is how they're going to utilize Geoff Swaim. I think that he can sneak out of the backfield. Look at the play in general. Look how he's able to line up right here. And that's everything. Sneak out of the backfield, roll out. Remember those bootlegs, those wiggles or waggles, however you want to call it. That creates separation within itself. So that's what you can do when you're talking about a tight end. You know, I always say tight ends, like I said before, is the 3rd hardest position to learn in the National Football League. Even on this play, it's the 3rd and 10, a long distance, right? Good defensive call by the Miami Dolphins on this play. They covered everybody pretty well. And then again, you have Alfred Morris back here. And Dak Prescott have limited time to pass this ball off. They're playing off coverage off of here. Pretty much, I'm calling this as a loose man, not necessarily a zone. We see this type of defense when you're playing against Rob Marinelli. You have your guys waiting along this boundary here. The best thing that you can do as far as a seasoned quarterback, maybe you can call your audibles. Maybe you can send this guy vertical. Maybe you can send this guy as a post or an inline post, skinny post, something like that. But when you're a younger quarterback, you just don't have that type of skill set in your weaponry at this time and your skills and your development. So right here, he got a guy that's streaming down in his face. You got the one-on-one out here, but you know, it's one of those things where it's a preseason game. You want to show the coaches that, hey, I can handle this game. It's one of those games too where Dallas already winning. It's 21-14 at this time. So you live to play another down. So he's going to do the safe throw. I know a lot of people don't like the safe throw. So he's going to stream this ball right to the tight end, and they're going to get 3 points out of the deal. Let's go ahead and hit play. You get 3 points out of the deal because, you know, field goal range. Let's not squander your opportunities. And this preseason, so it's still vanilla. So you're just doing your base packages too, just to be honest with you guys. So, but if you look at Lucky Whitehead, he sits down on his play right here. He curls out, and one can argue and say, okay, if he's more of a seasoned quarterback, maybe he can squeeze the ball to a Bryce Butler in his play. But remember, he's been bracket coverage in his whole deal. So Bryce Butler have a guy over the top, and he had this guy to come down to make the tackle. So to me, that's just the best throw. Every throw is not going to be a touchdown, guys. This is not Madden football. This is not EA Sports football and stuff like that. This is not high school nor Pee-wee, and this is not college football. So you just can't line up guys anywhere and think that thing is going to happen. And then most of the time, even though we look at the New England Patriots of the world and other prominent offenses out there, you would really see, if you really study and do films, you will see similar plays. It's not all about forcing the ball and getting tons of yards, 15, 20, 30 yards down the field. But let's look at this particular setup here. We know what Ezekiel Elliott brings to the team, and this right here was everything. This is 2016, of course. This is the most time that you can see Geoff Swaim film out here. Now, this was a 23 personnel. Geoff Swaim line up off tackle. You have Jason Witten, old reliable, in line. He's on the line. And then also you have number 89 shading for the line too as well. So you have your ex-receiver, Dez Bryant, out here along. This is a 4th and short distance. Everybody corralling. They're looking for number 21 to pound the rock to get this first down. Creativity is what creates this play. And also, Ezekiel Elliott means everything to this offense. We're going to hit play. Watch how Geoff Swaim was able to rotate. Everybody crashed down for looking for number 21. And he's able to sneak out of the backfield. You can sell that when you have a tight end, 6'4", 260 pounds. You can sell that. You can sell the run. You can actually see that people, you can actually see how everybody crashed down, run, and chase to stop number 21. Look, everybody is focusing in on this guy right here, number 21. Although the rotation right here is pretty cool, everybody's saying, okay, where is Ezekiel Elliott is going to get this ball? But no, sneaking out of the back door is what the players need to be. Hey, That's yards, man. Yards after the catch. You can do that regardless of what tight end you have. And remember, I'm always talking about tight end play, right? You have to be able to sell the run. You have to be able to sell this aspect of the game. And when you have, this is 12 personnel, you have this Geoff Swaim here line up, just sneaky line up on the line. Your guy, number 82, gold jacket Witt, line up off tackle. He's going to rotate. And what that does, it sells the run, meaning that this guy is going to slide protection to this side of the field and maybe become a lead blocker. This is going to change everything because we know Ezekiel Elliott is back here. Look at the safety. His main goal is to observe and watch the backfield and make sure that nobody gets beyond him, right? So when they make this motion, everybody want to crash down on Ezekiel Elliott. They want to stop this run at all costs. So rotating, the defense actually changed to a cover one look. They're going to actually get open. And look, all of the blocking schemes and schematics are all set up for this. And if you look at Ezekiel Elliott, they're going to sell the play action run. And watch this. That is what you do when you have Ezekiel Elliott out in the field. This is a 27-yard bomber. And this is what I like to see, guys. And that's all on behalf of your tight end. This 12 personnel. Your tight end can play as an offensive lineman. You're going to have your Jason Witten moving out this way. It's going to change everything what this defense trying to do, and it's create those openings. And it doesn't matter who you have out there as tight end. You can have anybody out there. He's going to get open in this play because they're trying to stop the run. That's their main goal, stopping the run, and then try to see what can Dak Prescott do down the line. And when you have that type of ability of Ezekiel Elliott, you can see these type of plays and process and formulating. Now, of course, everybody talk about the dink and the dunk. You got to understand too as well, when you're talking about tight end play, the disguise, this is the easiest 5 yards you can get. And trust me, in the National Football League, 5 yards is just not easy to get, guys. This play right here, line up on line right here, able to fake and sell the run and still get those 5 yards. That is all set up for down the line. Play action plays will eat you alive, and especially when you're having a special running back like Ezekiel Elliott. Now, this is 12 personnel too as well, so we see that. He's faking like he's finna set up the block on this play. Watch this, watch. Fake like set up the block. Kick out, 5 yards. They teach you that every time. They teach you that all day for those who out there who want to play tight end in the National Football League or college or high school or middle school, pee-wee, anywhere. Yes, that's easy 5 to 6 yards, guys. That's how they set up. Now, on this play, we know how the front four of the Philadelphia Eagles are. You have to be able to have this type of size. Size does matter, and when you 6'2", like some people say of a Noah Brown, and I do know that there's prominent tight ends out there that's been smaller that was able to play tight end, but you will have to actually ask Noah Brown to gain 15 to maybe 20 pounds. And now he's not the fastest guy in the world now, and to me personally, I wouldn't go that route, but remember, like I said before, this is a 12 personnel. Geoff Swaim is lined up off tackle, but he's going to help out in the blocking duties, extra slide protection on this side of the field. We all see the guys that's in the box. There's 4 guys right here. This is a traditional 4-3 defense run by the Philadelphia Eagles. What's going to happen is that Geoff Swaim, he's going to actually block. He's going to give the protection, and then he's going to roll out and get 8 yards off of this play. So that's what I like to see, guys. When you have that ability to block, use that frame, push the guy out the way, still get the underneath yards. Now, that speaks volumes of what he can do. I hope that you guys can understand that tight end, yes, it's not the position that you will say, what about the other guys that's out here? You know, what about the Shannon Sharps of the world and the Tony Gonzalez and the Jason Wittens, and also the guys, the Brent Jones and all of the tight end elites that was out here in the past. While these guys are marveled in a sense, and did I mention Antonio Gates? Why are these guys marveled? Why are these guys looked upon as good catching receivers, tight end type of guys? Well, what I'm saying is that, yeah, they are looked upon those ways, but you got to understand too as well. Greg Olsen too. I can just name tons of tight ends. If I leave out a tight end, just charge it to my head, not my heart. Tight end play is just so special. You just can't just put anybody in that role and think that it's going to happen. Maybe on a game you can do that, like a Madden, a Nintendo game, like a Tecmo Bowl. You can move receivers into tight end plays and win games. But it's more of a different type of philosophy. You got to know what you're doing out there. If not, your quarterback can get killed, and you don't want that to happen. So size matters when you're playing tight end. Speed, burst, agility, things like that, and knowledge of the game. You got to be able to block. You got to be able to sell the run and sell the pass, play action plays too. But neither here nor there. This is film on Geoff Swaim. Hopefully he can figure out a way to make this team down the line. I think that he's serviceable enough, and you will probably say to yourself, this guy down the line is just going to help us out in small factors. That's all the time I have for today. I really thank you guys for yours. Don't forget to leave your opinions, your comments, your thoughts out there so I can see where you guys coming from. And remember, you're listening to Nothing But the Best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.